And we are go. Hi, my name is Talia. I'm also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry and on Plurk. And if you are here, that means you are at the Nurse with Needles podcast slash knit along slash crochet along slash whatever the heck you're doing along. This is my mom. She is also known as Lady Fernico on Ravelry and on Plurk. And she is my co-host today and every week. And she is not a nurse, but
I'm a teacher.
I refuse to change the title because you are all used to it now, and it would require me putting effort.
And she doesn't want to.
And I am all about reducing the amount of effort I need to make.
For anything. Talia, that's crooked. I think.
I think you're crooked.
I think it's crooked. It's tilted. No, it's tilted. This is tilted.
Yeah, I tilted it on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise it's just going to show a bunch above our heads. I can't help but leave a foot long of hair.
I do not, in fact. You're just
Foot
jealous.
high. I'm leaning back comfortable. You're like
I can't
doing
lean
this
back
ram
with
rat.
my back.
Look, we'll push it a little.
It's okay.
Oh.
Anyway, get on with the knitting already.
My hair is still drying. So, this is not just a chatter podcast, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here. This is a knitting and crocheting and whatever yarning alonging podcast.
Knitting, dyeing, whatever.
Yeah. So I'm going to jump into the works in progress. Sorry, my stitch got caught. The first project I'm going to talk about is my, if I can find what, fiddlesticks. Could you grab that over there? Never mind. Hang on.
What?
It's here. I thought I put it in there because that's where I used to put it.
Early onset.
This is a project called Legolas. It is in my Knitting's My bag with the knitting sheep.
It's so cute.
This is actually a medium-sized bag. Very awesome. Anyway, I call this project Legolas because none of the other names for it were fitting. It is a Vivian pattern by Yosalda Teague. I'm making it for me. It's on size 36. I'm sorry. It is a size 36. I'm working on US 9 Knit Picks Harmony Wood interchangeable circulars with a 32-inch cable. I'm using Stonehenge Fiber Mill Shepherd's Wool in a blue spruce colorway. And for this pattern, you need to know how to cast on, to knit, to purl, to do seed stitch, to cable 4 back, to cable 4 front, to make 1 left, to purl 2 or 3 together, to purl front and back, to pass the slip stitch over, to slip slip knit, to slip 2 together, to twist 3 or 4 back, to twist 3 or 4 front, to knit 2 together, and how to work from a chart. Other tools you will need for this pattern that are not just like needles and yarn will be cable needles, of course the stitch markers, and a zipper. So let me pull it out. I don't know if it looks like I'm that much farther. Let me flip it around.
You didn't show it the last time.
No, yeah, I did.
Did you?
Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Let me just unhook the needles because I'm working on the wrong side right now. Or just.
Right. There you go.
Okay. So there are the cables. I'm starting the decreases now to form the waist. You can't really tell. I've only done 1 row of decreases.
You're already starting to decrease it already?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's pretty.
I guess decreases, you can't really notice it because it starts in the seed stitch. And I'm making notes on my pattern page where the pattern's not really clear. I've looked at other people's pattern pages. It's just things like, where exactly do you do your decreases? And they didn't explain something about the one of the cables charts. So I wrote a note about that on my project page as well. So if anyone's interested in doing this pattern, I have written notes. It's a fun knit. It does take a little bit more concentration, hence why it's been taking so long. But I love the cables. You can see a little bit here how it's having a little bit of a different there. Difference there.
You see the seed stitch and the cable seed stitch right here. The cable's here.
Yep. And then that's just a little thing that's lining the cable. So it's fun. I can't wait till it's done. It's going to be a long time. But now that I have my grandmother's sweater off the needles, I do have more time to focus on this. So that is Legolas. The next pattern that I've been working on is Jewel Magic, and this is the Damask pattern by Kitman Figueroa.
There you go.
I mispronounced your name. I'm not even sure if you're pronouncing it right.
Well, I think it's Italian, Figueroa.
Well, I'm gonna say you're pronouncing it wrong just because we don't have any way to tell one way or another. I'm making it for me. It is a size large because I like large shawls. I get too cold for a small one. I'm using US 10 and US 6 knit picks, Harmony Wood, interchangeable circulars with a 40-inch cable, which is not what the pattern called for, but if I'm going to be making a large shawl, look, I made my co-host disappear.
Like that. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I made my co-host disappear.
Yes.
Isn't that Home Alone?
Yes. We're nerds.
Okay. So I'm using 40-inch cable, but that's not what is required. The 24, whatever it required, would make the shawl bunch up really badly, which is really annoying. I am using the Yang Larns Jowl Magic Degradé, hence why the pattern is called Jewel Magic. And the colorway number 60 Reds and. Not Reds and anything, just Reds and.
Whatever you want it to be.
Reds in Happiness, Reds in
Positive thinking.
I was going to say Reds in Vomit, and I have no idea why.
That's just gross. You're broken.
I crack.
That doesn't sound too hard.
You need to know how to cast on, and you have 333 stitches cast on for large. So, a lot of stitches to cast on. You have to know how to knit to purl, to work a garter stitch, to yarn over, to knit 2 or 3 together, to slip, slip, knit, to slip 2, knit, pass over, to purl 2 together, to do 7 nups or noop stitches in 1 stitch, to slip 1, knit, yarn over, knit, and how to read charts. And let me pull that pattern out. I think I'm keeping it in my nurse's
Knit picks, knit bag?
not knit picks.
Not knit picks.
Knitting's my bag. I do love almost everything else knit picks, but not this. And actually I feel like I've made a lot of progress since the last time I showed it. Even though it's like all curling up.
It's just a long project. Long in terms of length. Ooh, look at that. You see the gradation of color.
Yeah, and you're starting to also see a bit of the pattern.
I don't know if I can see the color from it.
That helps a little bit. And you can't really, I think it's because I have the light behind me. But the bottom's starting to get kind of wavy, which is cool. I can see where the pattern's starting to show up a little bit. This is not doing it justice at all.
The gradation of color is so pretty.
And I like the fact that I'm finally being able to see a pattern.
It's a very subtle pattern right now.
Well, yeah. But you can see where the yarn overs are starting to make lace. So I'm happy that I'm finally getting to the lacy part. It felt like it was taking forever at the beginning. Still feels like a little bit like it's taking forever, but at least I can see it grow. Excuse me. So that is that pattern. The cabled sweater and this one is I'm off and everyone's in bed, so I will do this knitting when no one's awake and I don't have to be distracted. I'll listen to podcasts, and that includes like my history ones I like so much. Listen to some of the knitting ones, and I'm hoping to find some nursing ones because I really need to get some continuing education. But yeah, that's those 2 projects. Next on that I have on the needles right now is the Fire Cardigan. Um, and that is the pattern Hyannis Cardigan by Kirsten Hipsky. I'm making it for me in size 36. I'm using US 10.5 and US 9 Knit Picks Harmony Wood interchangeable circulars. By the way, 10.5 feels huge when you realize that you can't use a normal stitch marker with it. You have to find one that's a little larger, which is annoying because all my cute ones have the slightly smaller little round thingy.
Little round thing? Is that a technical term?
It is a technical term.
Is that a fact?
I can't help it. You're not technical enough to understand it.
Technologically
impaired. It's a shame. So 40-inch cable and a 16-inch cable required. I'm using Valley Yarns Huntington, and I'm holding 3 yarns together for this pattern: a red yarn, a mustard yarn, and a harvest orange yarn. And they're all 3 of them. I think it's fingering weight to make a nice thicker yarn, but a nice. I'm trying to see how many times I can use the word nice.
Nice.
A nice gradation of color.
Nice.
Nice. You need to know how to cast on, to knit, to purl, to work ribbing, to knit 2 together, to slip knit, to pick up stitches, to knit buttonholes. If you're going to knit buttonholes, I want to try to put a zipper on. We'll see how confident I feel at that point. I did get a zipper though, so I should just bite the bullet and
have to make sure it's long enough.
Yeah, when I get to that point. So I might have to bite the bullet and just put the zipper on. Although the zipper was only about $1 at Michael's, so I'm not going to be losing that much if the zipper doesn't work. And yeah, you also need to know how to Kitchener. So let me go and grab the main part of the pattern. The body hasn't changed, although I think I was still working on the body last time.
That's looking good.
So the body's on hold a little bit. I've done the waist. Actually, I have it facing the wrong way. I'm looking at the good side.
There we go.
There we are. So as you can see, I've done the waist, and I've done, I think, up to the arm, where the armholes will be. And they told me stop and start on the sleeves. So I stopped, and you can see the colors a little closer there. There we go.
I'm always surprised when I see it now that I like it as well as I did, because I really didn't care for the color combination at first.
Yeah, but I didn't care that she didn't care for it. I was like, yeah.
She's a brat that way.
And here's the beginning of sleeve number 1. So,
cuff almost.
Yeah, it does. I do not do DPNs. They told me to do DPNs. I don't do DPNs. I magic loop. So, that's what I'm doing. I'm magic looping. This pattern's kind of weird. For whatever reason, they told me to knit the cuff flat and then to attach it after I was done with the cuff. So I had like this really weird open cuff thing, and it doesn't tell me at any point to sew it. I'm going to sew it at some point because that's just weird. I don't know why I would want this like half open cuff in
How far up is it? Because sometimes they do have cuffs sometimes that are.
It doesn't look like that in the pattern.
No, you have to check because it could be. You know, it's finished enough. It could be.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably try it and see if I like it open. Most likely, I'll close it though because I think it looks weird. So that is the Fire Cardigan. The next one I want to talk about is my Nightwing Shawl. And work's been kind of nice lately, at least over the weekend. We had small teams, and we didn't get a whole lot of admissions from ER. So I got to have a lunch break on Saturday night so I could knit. And then Sunday night, while I was watching the monitors, I got some knitting done because everyone was asleep and I wasn't going to just wake them up, so I had something to do. That would just be obnoxious, and my patients would probably shoot me. So it's a set in a shawl, which I'm calling my Nightwing Shawl. It's by Mary Lena Lynx. I'm making it for me. using US 4 Knit Picks interchangeable circulars with a 40-inch cable. I'm using No Makers 75% superwash merino with 25% nylon in the Nightwing colorway. And I will be using for the edging Spring Tree Rose 80% superwash merino with 10% nylon, 10% cashmere in some sort of black colorway that I can't remember the name.
I think it was called Shades of Black?
No, that's what she used to describe it. The name of the actual colorway, it's named after a character her daughter liked.
Oh, that's right, you told me that.
Because I'm mistaken the name of the colorway. It's on the yarn, and I always forget to check it. I'm sure I put it in right in the computer for Ravelry. For this pattern, you need to know how to knit, to purl, to yarn over, to chain, to single crochet, to slip stitch for crochet. Well, actually, you need to know how to do a slip. No, you don't need to know how to slip stitch for knit, but I guess
really,
not for this pattern. And you need to know how to double crochet and do a combined double crochet. This pattern initially, they tell you only to go to like I think it's 66 rows, but that you could go in intervals of 11 until it was the length you wanted. I'm at like 99 right now, something like that. Maybe I'm not quite that far. Okay, I'm at 85. Close enough.
no, not really. Closer to 88 than 99.
I'm wanting to go to I think like 111 because it's still not quite as big as I want it to be.
I don't know how it's going to block out, but we have to block it out pretty open. How open is the shawl?
It's rather closed.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So I mean that's not very big. I know it's going to have a crocheted edge. I can't really open it up very wide because I stopped in the middle of the row.
I mean,
it'll stretch somewhat, but I think I really need to make it bigger. So, and if worst comes to worst, if it's too big, I'll just wear it around the house. As like,
it looks pretty though.
So, I was a little surprised by the camo-iness of it. I wasn't expecting to be quite so camo-y, but it's pretty. It's fun to work with. People at work watch me while I'm knitting because it's like, oh my gosh, it looks so easy. And people will be like, you should make me something next. Maybe you should make yourself something next.
Boy. Wow. Now we know what the real Talia is like.
Yeah. Well, the one person who said it, he had mentioned around the time I first started knitting that he had wanted to learn to knit. So I definitely wasn't gonna offer to make him anything because, you know, he
needs to learn.
Needs to learn, yes.
Should tell him you'll make him something if he makes you something first.
That might be a while.
Exactly my point.
So yeah, it's going well. It's a nice mindless knit for work. If a call bell rings or if something crazy happens on a monitor or someone needs help, I can just put it down and not really worry about it, which is good. Did I mark off my room? I did not. So that is that project. Hang on one second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good. Sorry, I want to make sure I didn't know.
I homeschooled her. I know she knows how to count more than 10, but she doesn't put it to practice.
Did you see someone posted on Facebook? Apparently, the guy who voiced Count Dracula, not Count Dracula, the guy from Sesame Street.
Okay, the Count.
Yeah, apparently he died.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just saying, because my friend on Facebook who posted that said like, yeah, this is for all you people who learned to count from him. But anyway, that's completely off topic.
Random.
Mm-hmm.
Under random trivia.
Oh, just other random trivia. Did you know that what's his name? First guy on the moon. He died.
Yeah, I know. I heard that.
Okay.
Yeah. Neil Armstrong?
Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
I want to say Louis Armstrong. I'm like, that's not right. He's
No.
still alive. Which is why I was just like, I'll let you fill in the blanks. Okay, so now that you've gotten all your trivia,
Now that you have your
news,
morbidity for the day.
the last project I have to show you is in my No Makers bag that's made by Tangerine 8.
My bad.
And in this project bag is my Oops Crocheted Edition, so Oops CE. It's a story reference.
Yeah.
It is the amigurumi bunny rabbit. Well, it's the Bramble amigurumi bunny rabbit by Kate E. Hancock. I'm using 3.5 millimeter USE Knit Picks Harmony Wood hook, which is awesome. I'm using something for my stash because when I was making my grandfather's sweater, I went crazy and bought all the brown sheep landlocked worsted I could in the maple praline colorway because I thought that I was going to run out and I couldn't possibly run out, so I bought enough for a whole other sweater because I'm a genius that way. To give myself some credit, it was the first time I had knitted a sweater and I wasn't really sure how much yarn I would need. Actually, it was my first time I knit anything. So I went a little nuts. So I have a whole ton of maple praline. So I'll probably have a little maple praline army of animals. Or something. Or I can make another sweater. Anyway, this pattern is written in the British crochet terms. So when you'll need to know how to chain. When it tells you you need to know how to double crochet, in U.S. terms, it's saying you need to know how to single crochet. When it says you need to know how to treble crochet, you need to know how to do a U.S. double crochet. When it says you need to know how to slip stitch, well, that's the same. When it says you need to know how to double crochet two together, that means you need to know how to single crochet two together. When it says you need to know how to do a 5 treble cluster, it means you need to know how to do a 5 double crochet cluster. And then a magic ring is same for all of both British and American. So, let me pull out the little pieces and parts. Well, we had the head last time. Still not stuffed. It is a little baby bunny head. I'm hoping it'll be bigger when I stuff it.
Nice gradation color.
What should I use? Muzzle was done last week too. That needs to be stuffed as well. Here is one little eyelid.
I'm not seeing the eyelid. Yeah.
And the other eyelid's going to be a little darker.
Yeah. But which side is the front?
I'm not really sure.
Because I know with the front I have the same problem with ribbit.
I think it's this here at the front.
Yeah, I think so. Because that's what it was with ribbit. I think.
I'm
not sure. I have to go back and look.
So that's, let me put this there. And then here's the body. So I completed the body. And I'm on the first ear.
Put nice shaping to that ear.
Yeah, I like the pattern.
It's really heavy. Probably won't have to stuff that.
No, I won't have to stuff it because I want floppy ear bunny. I don't want a
sticky up bunny.
Yeah. So I'm making good progress on this. This is nice, mindless crocheting. It's fun. It's easy. It's nice to be crocheting again. And I love the feel of my Harmony wood hook.
Yeah, I need to get myself some of those.
Wahaha.
I need to get me some of those.
So, yeah. Those are all my projects.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
You're up.
Batter up. Let me just put my thing on here. Okay. Well, I didn't work on my Nicole blanket really at all. I was working on it during the podcast last week, and I'm working on it now. I'm not going to show it to you. I'm not going to go through the stitches. I haven't done.
It's your podcasting project.
It's my when I don't want to pay attention project. So I haven't made a whole lot of progress.
Which is surprising that you haven't worked on it more.
I've been busy. the half log cabin ombre blanket by Pro Soho, my nickel blanket. So I've done maybe 2 or 3 rows, 2 of them probably during this podcast. So nothing to be talking about really there. I have, however, worked a little bit on my Blue Heaven sweater. It's a size small sweater. It's by Lisa Gentry from the book The Crochet Closet. And I worked a couple of rows over the weekend on this.
This is your first sweater pattern.
Yes, it is. And I started just a couple of stitches in to the shaping. To the shaping of the, I guess, for the arm holes. So this is the lower part of the back of the sweater, and here's, I just am like maybe 4 or 5, 6 stitches into
whoopsie,
the shaping, and I don't think it's going to make much difference if I hold it up here, but my finger's in the way. I'm starting to decrease up here. So, and this will have to be blocked when I'm finished, but I love the pattern. I love the yarn. I do enjoy the project. It's just one that I think I had a combination of, I got a little nervous about doing the shaping, and I got a little distracted by other projects, so kind of sat there and languished. But you can see, I believe it's this marker, maybe this one, that shows me where I stopped. In any event, it's about 2 or 3 inches that I got done on this sweater since the last time I showed it to you. In order to crochet this sweater, I'm using a D hook and the Plymouth Happy Feet yarn DK or Sport. I'm not sure what color blue this is. It's kind of a ocean blue or turquoise aquamarine. I'm not sure. It's very pretty, whatever it is. It's 90% superwash merino wool and 10% nylon. And in order to complete this project, you need to know how to make a foundation chain, to crochet the basic stitches, single crochet, double crochet, slip stitch, to repeat patterns, to skip stitches, to increase, to decrease, do some shaping, whip stitch seams, weave in sleeves, and work buttonholes. Like I said, I'm really having fun with this, even though I had put it aside for a while, and I'm looking forward to getting to the sleeves and the front so I can have this project finished, but I don't know exactly when that will happen. And it is in my Lois bag. I'm not sure. I think it's called the encouragement bag. I call it my Faith, Hope, and Love bag. And I love it. So that's that bag there. My next project is my Claret Shawl, which is also known on Ravelry as the Recuerdos de Infancia Shawl by Gabriela Ordonez. I think that's how she pronounces her name. Also known as Gabriela.
If not, that's how she pronounces it now.
On Ravelry. Well, that's how everybody else pronounces it now. Everybody who watches this podcast anyway. I made quite a bit of progress on this, although I did have to frog back several times because I wasn't paying attention. I was distracted this weekend with various things.
I hear Dad in my head saying frog to anything.
Yes, every time we mention knitting and crocheting, my husband says,
Don't frog it.
Don't frog it. Yes. You see, I know what I'm talking about. But anyway.
He's relating.
He's relating. This is how far it's. As you can see, I made quite a bit of progress. I can hold that in.
Yes.
You can see that.
I'm not sure this is the best pace for us to do our podcast because it's hard to see.
Yeah, let's turn it up over this way so you can
see.
No,
it's not the.
Well, I know, but I wanted to see where how this is actually the top.
Oh.
So you can see how much I've done. I've done about, I don't know, maybe 3 inches on each side. About 3 inches on each side. So,
thank you.
Yeah, not happening. I love you, but not that much. Okay, so I'm really having fun with this because now it's the pattern is fairly simple until I finish.
I make her a sweater and she begrudges me her shawl.
I made you a bunny.
I made you a sweater.
I made you a bunny.
One that went down to your.
I made you.
It went down. It went down to your calves.
I made you.
Hours of toil.
Yeah, try hours of labor. And staying up with someone who had their days and nights mixed up for 6 weeks.
You did it to your mother.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I'm distracted. Anyway, this is growing really fast. It's not my fault. It's her fault.
It's my fault I made you sweater? Yes. Yes, it is.
Alright, I'm crocheting this project with Knit Picks finger and weight yarn, the Gypsy Tonal colorway, and a G hook. And in order to make the shawl, you need to know how to chain, to slip stitch, to half double crochet, to double crochet, triple crochet, skip stitches, crochet a picot, whatever it's called, crochet a shell, follow a pattern, and follow a chart or table. At least there's a chart provided. I haven't gotten to the point to see whether they have a pattern that goes with it. And I love the way this is working out. It's soft and it's pretty, and I wish I could finish it so I could wear it. I was hoping to have it done for my retreat, but I don't think that's going to happen. And my retreat's in the middle of September, so I don't know if I'll be able to finish it by then or not.
Kind of like my dream to finish my cable sweater by then.
Well, I wanted to finish both my sweater and my shawl by that time. Not going to happen, I don't think. Okay, my next project is Buttons the Owl, and he was not going to be... Buttons the Owl is the Snowy Owl Pillow by Sonia Devlin.
I think he still counts
Delvin?
as a toy.
Delvin. Pardon?
I think he still counts as a toy.
Yeah, I count him as a toy, even though he's considered a pillow. I've had this owl on my list for a long time, my wish list for a long time. I needed a place to put my Ravelry podcast buttons and Etsy buttons and things like that. And so I'm making this owl, and I think he's about like this big when he's finished, something like that. I started him last night, and I've got about 7 rounds done. Before I started, I had to go through several different yarns. I started with Lion Brand homespun, and that was just too splitty, and it was too thick for the hooks. It was catching and just knotting up, so I decided not to use the Lion Brand, though I may use it for another toy later on.
It's a bit hard to make a toy with.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you did that for Brie, but
it was.
I would need a much bigger hook, I think, and that would have lots of open spaces. So I'm using stash yarn. I'm using my Red Heart yarn. Excuse me. And for the body of it, it's in this tan kind of color, and you can see how far I've gotten. It's only like the top of the head here. I think that's what this is, the top of the head. And I thought, oh, this is going to be smaller than I thought, but I looked at it and it increases really quickly. So this is what I did last night. This is the color. I'm using my Symphony hook, my Symphony Tunisian, I guess they're interchangeables. I guess that's what you call them, where you can hook on the cable for the Tunisian. I like the weight of the hook. It's kind of like the Knit Picks Harmonies. I don't like the fact that it's a round needle, a round hook, and it doesn't have a place where I can rest my thumb, the flat section carved out.
Because she holds her hook weird. Got your stitch? She holds it like a pencil. And I know some people crochet like that. Unlike me, I hold it like a knitting needle. So I think that's why it gives her issue, because of the way she holds it.
So rather than switch my style, because I like my style, I want to get my Harmony hooks. And I'll still use these. It's just that I have to give my wrists a little more rest when I use these hooks. And it might not bother other people. They really feel well in your hand in terms of weight and stuff, and they don't stick to the yarn. But for me, it makes my hand cramp up a little bit, especially in the smaller sizes. I'm doing the sash yarn. This is the body. This will be the outer part of the eye. No, this will be the outer part of the eye. This will be the middle part of the eye, and this will be the pupil and the feet and the nose. So I'm busting my stash, trying to get rid of some yarn. In order to do buttons, you need to know how to chain, to crochet in the round, to single crochet, to increase, to decrease, and to finish off. You also need to know how to attach various pieces and parts, which means sewing. So far, like I said, it's working up really quickly, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Nicole, I hope you're listening. This next project is sort of for you. I'm keeping it, but it's sort of for you. This
well, it's not really for her.
Well, it's for Davina. It's for Davina, but it's to make her happy, because she said she would be happy. Okay, this is...
she just lied to you, Nicole. She said it was for you, and it's not really.
She knows what I mean. Nicole knows what I mean. Pretty in Pink.
Did you hear her? Yeah, just
I give Nicole hugs. Pretty in Pink, and I smile very charmingly. Pretty in Pink is also called the Lacy Keyhole Scarf, and it's by Stephanie Jappel. And this is my last project I have on the hooks and needles right now. It's a knitted project for my crafty class, my crafty knitting class. And
because she kept asking me questions, I'm like, I don't know.
So she bought me.
Oh, not I don't know. It's more of like a. Yeah, I don't have time to go over that right now.
Well, she just got frustrated and didn't want to teach me.
It's turnabout's fair play.
Yeah,
you said I was unteachable for
yeah,
crochet.
I did not say you were unteachable. I said you were a pain in the neck. Anyway, this is by Stephanie Jappel, and I'm using the Red Heart stash yarn in the rose colorway. I think it's probably more. But
I still had
pink.
to help you with throw.
Yes, you did. Pink. And I'm working on my US 7 interchangeable Harmony Wood circular needles, and I think it's a 40-inch cable. And let me tell you something, I love my Harmony Wood knitting needles. I want more of them. They are very easy to work with, and I love them. The yarn, not so much, but that's okay. I need to get rid of it, and Davina will love it anyway. To knit this project, you need to know how to cast on, how to knit, how to purl, how to knit two together, how to bind off, how to seam pieces together and weave ends in, and how to block. I'm really proud of myself because this is all garter stitch. But after that, I've got knit and purl rows, and I've even got a little bit of lace going. I'm going to show you here. It's not perfect, but look, Nicole. She's my
she's not looking
proud teacher.
Just wave it around.
Look, Nicole. See? I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dark. But anyway, this is the front. I think. So I've got the garter stitch, and this is called the purl ridges, I think is what it's called on the pattern. And then after I finish the purl ridges, I'm starting on the lace. I don't know if you can see it here. I've done some yarn overs, and you can see the very beginning of the holes there that starts the lace. And I haven't finished the class yet, but I'm working through it, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm really thankful to both Talia and Nicole for pushing me a little bit to get out of my comfort zone and try this. I'm having fun with it, and I think this will open up a whole new world of things for me to do. So thank you, Nicole, Hot Ass Knitter from Positively Knitting Podcast and Ravelry Group, and thank you, Talia, for helping me with this. And I have this in my Tangerine 8 Star Wars bag, which is really awesome for this. Back it goes. Okay. And I think that's all I have on the hooks and needles at this point. Yep.
No FOs.
No FOs.
For either of us. So that brings me to next on the needles. And Davina's still working out. She's not going to come in the middle of next on the needles this time. Not she. Next on needles, same ones as last week, because I haven't started these yet. Twin Set Sweater and Cardigan by Claire Montgomery. Hoping to make it for Mom from the book Knitting Vintage. Using the Yarn Bee and its alpaca, which is alpaca and acrylic together, in their Our Best colorway. I hope to also start the Claret Shawl by Inez Sousa. And I want to start Annie the Adorable Bluebird by Stacy Chalk. But I need to get the bunny off the hook, and I need to get one or two things off the needles before I can start any of those. No stash enhancement. You don't have any. Oh, well, I should let you go next on needles.
Yeah, my next on my hooks and my needles. I hope to start the Sedna Shawl soon, and I'll tell you why about that in stash enhancements. But I'll wait until I finish Pretty in Pink and maybe my
you make fun of me for dropping words and things like that. What? You keep saying, like, I wait till.
No, I said I'll wait till. Open your ears. Wax in your ears. Anyway.
You did that.
Anyway, the Sedna Shawl, I'd like to start that soon. After I get Pretty in Pink off the hooks, off the needles, and maybe my Claret off the hooks. I'd also like to start Melvin the
Plural, huh?
Yes. Melvin the Misunderstood Monster by Carissa Cole,
He's
just so adorable.
Cute.
I love him. He's cuter than cute. I want him. Okay.
I think he needs to be blue.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him blue with yellow or yellow with blue. I haven't decided yet for my Batman color stuff. Use some of my stash stuff. And then I'd like to start the Persephone by Anastasia Roberts. Again, that's going to require me getting something else off the hooks or before I start that, and that's with my sacred skein, so to speak. So I want to make sure I can pay attention to that. I'd like to crochet a pair of socks. Don't know when that's going to happen, and I may have to pull my praline bear, that is not a bear, out of hibernation and work on that. And of course, Davina's little shawl scarf thing. So I have a lot of things I want to start, but I have to get a few things off my hooks and reels first. Your stash enhancement?
Yep.
I have one stash enhancement.
I was good. I'm trying to
didn't buy it.
I'm trying not to buy anything until I need something for a pattern or something, and I need to be starting it right then.
Yeah, we're trying to be on a yarn diet. I did not buy this. I received it back. It was the yarn that I gave Talia a few weeks back.
It was like a few months back.
Oh, was that far ago? Okay. Called Impressions, I think it was. It reminds me of Monet, and I'm not going to show it to you this week. I'll show it to you next week when I get the yarn that I ordered from Springtree Road. That goes with it for the border. So when that comes in, I was hoping it'd be in this week, but it's not. It was touch and go because I ordered it on Friday afternoon. So when that comes in, I'll show you both of them for my Sedna shawl. I don't have any other stash enhancements.
Alrighty.
Obsession?
That would bring us to obsessions. Before I go to obsessions, I'm just going to touch on writing really quick because obsession's going to take a little while. I have a shared story, so I haven't worked on a little bit this week. Yeah, I've worked on it since the podcast. I've been writing on the printout while I'm cooking or eating or things like that. And then when I'm done, I'll get a fair amount written, so I'll be able to get back to knitting and still have gotten some writing done.
Let me interrupt before you start with your thing there. My obsessions, I didn't get a whole lot of writing done. I did a few sentences on the synopsis. I've been way too busy.
Writing, not obsession. You said obsession. Come on.
Isn't that an obsession?
I guess it's your obsession. I counted. I have a whole section for writing.
Well, I didn't know we had a separate writing section. Well, okay.
Pay attention.
I do not wish to.
Do you even, listen when we podcast?
No.
I didn't think you did.
No. They're supposed to listen. I talk. Hi. Anyway, I wrote a few sentences for my synopsis, and it's not nearly enough, but it's been really hectic, and I did want to get out a free write for a 500 word piece for the 500 club that I'm in since I posted the prompt about a month ago.
Oh, did you get this happen?
I didn't. No, I didn't do that one yet. That one's brand new. I just posted that one. It's gonna be wrap cut probably.
Oh, okay.
So I did do 500 words. So
you're not sure who it is? It's very vague who it is?
At this moment. At this particular.
But it's already posted.
No, this is a different one.
Oh.
This is a different one.
Okay.
And then Craftsy, I had to exercise lots of willpower and have external pressure exerted.
Yes.
Because
I had all but delete it from her cart.
But
She's doing a very bad job with this yarn diet thing. Every time I wake up, it's like, hey, look at this yarn! Do you not understand the concept of yarn diets?
No.
Yeah.
No. It was pretty. It was iron.
Because pretty
something yarn.
Pretty doesn't qualify for yarn diet. Yarn diet only qualifies for ugly.
It was only
yarn.
$3 a skein. I could have gotten for my
You see, this
owl,
is how you get in trouble.
For my owl. For my owl that I didn't want to be tanned. I wanted it to be pretty blue. But I had this multicolored blue.
You can make a pretty blue one later.
Don't think I won't.
I know you.
I'll have to buy that yarn at full price to do it.
You're on a yarn diet.
Yes,
right
I am.
now.
I am on a yarn diet. Anyway, so I didn't buy the yarn. Finding it very difficult to stay away from Etsy. Thank you, Lois, for not being available until September 28th. Because I do have anniversary money from June that I was supposed to buy her bad bags from her, and I haven't been able to do it, so I'm saving money so I can buy my bags. So actually, my obsessions are very non-existent at this point.
Well, that was writing, not obsession.
Crafting was not.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, my obsessions is going to be a hijacked section because this idea hit me yesterday.
Left her black and blue.
Yes, it did. When I was crocheting my Oops CE bunny, I was just like, man, this is fun. I forgot how much I enjoy crocheting toys. And I was like, huh, I'd like to see other people's toys that they would make. And it could be, I was like, I don't care if it's crocheted in or whatever, because I like making toys, period. They're just fun and cute. So,
Totally.
I want to do a toy along. It could be knit or crochet toys. And I wanted to go through September 1st to December 15th. And then we would have
September 1st to
December 15th.
December 15th. Yeah.
So let me just repeat that because apparently I mumbled. September 1st, so next month, to December 15th. And we would have a drawing for a winner, random number generator, on the next podcast, which would be the last one before Christmas.
That's December 18th.
Yeah. So
I think, right?
Yes,
because the 25th it falls on a podcasting. We're not doing Christmas.
No. So you would put knit or crochet toys in, and they can be started in August, but they cannot be finished before September 1st. So if you started a toy this month and you want it to be in the toy along, either stop working on it
for a little bit,
or work on it very slowly so you can finish it in September. So you could be entered in. I don't care how many projects you put in. We'll have a chatter thread and a pictures only thread. The pictures only thread, you can enter as many projects as you want. Only one picture per project. No chatter in there. If you want to talk and compliment people on their projects, either go to their project page, or actually I'd like to see everyone chatter about their projects, go to the chatter thread.
Yep.
And I'll open the chatter thread early. I'll open it sometime like tonight or tomorrow, so that people could start posting projects that they're interested in starting. Okay, told you that. Winners will be drawn from the pictures only thread. This is really an excuse
one winner.
Yeah, winner. Yeah, at this point it's just one winner because I don't know if I could afford to support multiple winners
at this time.
But anyway, this is basically an excuse to share and obtain new toy patterns. So I just want to see all the cute little fun toys, and you guys share your ideas. The prize, it'll be 2 toy patterns of your choice, each no more than $10. So you could have toy pattern number 1 has to be
$10 or less.
$10 less. And toy pattern number 2 needs to be $10 or less.
It has to be a Ravelry pattern.
Yeah, it has to be a Ravelry pattern, so I can gift it to you. At this point, there will only be one winner. Mom and I can't enter. We will knit and crochet along with you.
And we'll even post things, but we're not going to be...
We won't post it in the pictures only thread. We'll post it in the chatter thread. So,
that's right.
Because that's where the winners are drawn from.
That's right. Okay.
So, yeah, we will not be...
we're not eligible.
We're not eligible.
We are employees. We don't get to be eligible.
So, yeah, I hope a lot of people will get involved because I think toys are just
And
fun.
You have to be a member of the group. So if you have friends who want to join the toy along, please have them
join the group.
And we'd love to have them.
Yep. Alrighty then. So, thank yous. Well, want to thank Hot As Knitter, who is Nicole. She has a podcast called Positively Knitting. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't listened to it, go and listen to it.
You gotta listen to her. She's great.
She runs about half an hour normally, which is nice.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah, she can be less than that at times too. She gave a shout out, so thank you, Nicole.
And I want to thank her once again for helping me to get into my past my little hurdle there with knitting because I wasn't going anywhere. So between her and Talia, I do want to thank them both again. Thank you.
Well, you can just make me something.
Yeah. I'll make you a mess.
Anyway.
Put you to work.
I also want to. Oh, I never said hi, welcome to previous viewers and to new viewers when I started. So hi, welcome to the podcast.
A little bit late, don't you think?
I also want to welcome our new Ravelry group members. We have a Ravelry group called Nurse with Needles. If you haven't joined and you watch, please join, especially if you want to take part in the toy along. Our new Ravelry group members are 2013 Chick. So hi, welcome.
Hello.
And Bridgewater K.
Yeah.
I think is how she pronounced
Bridgewater K.
That's Kimberly. So welcome, Kimberly. Keidel, who's Kelly.
Hey, Keidel.
So welcome, Kelly. And CatB913, who is Kathy. And Kathy has a really awesome podcast called Knit Nerd.
She's fantastic. You should visit her if you get the chance.
Yes, she's a lot of fun. So, yeah, check out her podcast too. Do you have anything, Keith?
I already did one.
Okay.
Just Nicole.
And me.
And you, but you don't count. You only count to 10. Sorry.
No, she's not.
I'm not.
Anyway, that is all. And it looks like we might finish under an hour.
Yay! Prices for us.
Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you'll come back next week. I hope you'll take part in the toy along. And God bless and happy knitting and crocheting. Bye-bye.